In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys every pro site setup you need to know in Villa. This is the last guide hopefully you guys need to watch in order to be good, but I'll be going over my thoughts and, kind of show what operators you guys should bring to help you guys win more. Doesn't matter what rank you are, and I'll go over my chat's Q&A after. So we're going to start in order. We're just going to go Aviator first. So Aviator, I think a big mistake a lot of people make on this bomb site is not having the right setup, which allows the attackers to just walk all over you. Operators that you need to bring, you need wall denial, which is Cade, Bandit, Mute. You need a shield. This can be the Alibi, the Thorn, preferably Smoke. So like this can be like the Roamer almost. The next one is you need a Jaeger or Wamai always. You need a Trapper operator. You need a Malusi. You need someone with Barbed Wire, Thorn. Like I said, Barbed Wire works, beepers. Preferably Barb to help him slow down. You need Smoke. You need or a Smoke or a Mute, any kind of shotgun off for site setups. And last one can be, what is it? Like a utility operator. So we're gonna start with the normal reinforcements. So I'll show you guys like all the reinforcements. Normally you don't want the Smoke or the Mute to be the one setting up because they have like one of the most setup in the entire one. And if you're an Alibi not reinforcing it, you're just an asshole. So as you guys saw, I actually reinforced the other wall right there. It's all preference in my opinion. I think either like one of these two middle walls is mainly just for cover, mainly having cover in case you're gonna have to open up all of this. So obviously you get the bar walls. If you don't get the bar walls, you're trolling. All right, and this one is either way. Some people say like, oh, we should reinforce this one or left one. They make a rotate here. In my opinion, I've been more comfortable making it like this. So I like to start it out right with the reinforcement on this side. That way, if people come books, they have to come closer to this door and more narrow. And you'll make full holes right here. That way, it's easier to shoot them and it's harder for them to see you. If you ever like mid-round need an adjustment, then you can just make it a rotate. But it's like, in my opinion, the best one so far. And then kind of the same principle right here. You want to basically have as much cover as you can, and then full holes to narrow it down. A lot easier to see their feet. So, and then head holes are here. This will save you a lot of time if you actually start right here. You go like this. Now you have collateral damage, and you open up both of them, saving us much bullets and time. You can fix it up a little bit. This one, like I said, head holes, be able to throw C4s over. To start opening here, and then eventually you finish it off with a. It's kind of like an art, to be honest. And you're done. And then you have the rotate there. So. In lower ranks, I think all these holes aren't, your teammates might be uncomfortable with them, but it's just, I don't know. I don't personally play in lower ranks, how they adapt to it. I would probably just avoid some of the head holes and just make the default rotates, whatever works out for them. But 3 reinforcements left. Okay, we have 3 reinforcements left. You can either use those at trophy side or else you don't really need to use them. So now that we have all the side setups finished, right? Your trap operator. So first, the shield, by the way, the shield always don't put like this. Don't put the shield like this, unless it's like a certain situation, like if you don't have a Jaeger or Mai, you just want to push it up a little bit further. But you want to back it up right here, just a little bit past the cabinet. That way, there's protection to put ADSs right here. Jaeger ADSs will be harder to shoot. So yeah, this is basically where the smoke or the shield players kind of have to mainly use. The Jaeger or the Wamai, so shove at least 2 ADSs right here. Otherwise, you can put on this door right here. Yeah, I would recommend that you use at least 2. You don't have to use all 3 if you don't want to, but you can also put like an ADS down here. So the trap operator, but also Wamai. Cool Wamai spots, obviously like up here, this doorway. I like to kind of like sneak one in here. People like throw an ace charge and they don't really see it. I know my charge. So your barbed wire. A big mistake I see a lot of people do is they they put it right here. They put it right here, or they put it right here. Like anywhere in this area is a big no-no. The furthest it should go is like right here. This way, by the time they hit the barbed wire, you're alerted enough. That way you have enough time to react and take a fair gunfight. Because if it's right there, then you're right here, and then they walk up and you die. So most of the time though, you want to put the Malusi, Thorn Trap anywhere on this bottom of the staircase. That way, because you want the gunfight's going to happen right here. In order, you have to understand main, you're most likely going to die on it, but your objective is to at least hold it until like a minute 30 or a minute. Because the whole point of holding main stairs is because it delays them and it forces them to have less time to set up. And like I said, listen, by the time they use up all the utility on main, Then they have to come through these head holes. They have to walk through this door, and then, you know, this is where Shotgun Mania WWE Grand Slam happens. Yeah, you want to burn as much time. So how do you play main? So the way you play main, I feel like I'm a master at playing main. I can play in FPL, I can play in any rank, or, you know, I'm very hard to get rid of when I'm on here. What you mainly want to do if you're playing in the shield, you want to protect your ADSs. Keep an eye on where your magnets are. If you don't have any Jaeger devices or Wamais, you're going to want to give it up a little bit earlier, because one nade, you know, if you're staying right here, you're going to die. Look for Flores drones, look for Twitch drones, any kind of drone in general. It's a guaranteed habit. You're going to get at least like 5 or 2. Same thing with main. Look for drones in main. Don't let them drone you out. Use your smoke grenades. Don't be afraid to, you know, if let's say they're burning twice, right? They're all one smoke grenade. Then the guy who's holding the grenade is going to panic, and the ADS is going to reset. Then they have to do it again. That's the power of like an aggressive smoke. Or let's say, all right, barbed wire is getting punched, like, you know, after the second punch, or you hear the banshee go off on main, smoke it right above this railing. That way it smokes off the entire thing. No one's going to want to walk up. They're going to be like, oh, they're going to choke in the smoke and they're not going to come back up. So that's aggressive smokes. Let's say they are like, you're getting pressure from bottom and top. Like I said, don't be afraid to use both of your smoke grenades. It's better that you stay alive than die with 3 smokes in your pocket. At a minute 30, you want to come back, and then boom. Like, it's, you see how much of a difference it is when you don't let the enemy have map control. It's really, really crucial that you do that. But the roamers, like if you're gonna roam, you know, smokes on here, you know, you'll have maybe like the Cade on site. You can have the Jaeger or the Alibi roam library side, bottom bar collecting drones, red side, trophy side. Basically just the other side where they're not coming through. If you roam bottom side, then you can help the smoke and pinch them out, stuff like that. But otherwise, you know, let's say they're not coming main, they're coming master side, then you would rotate this shield, put it right here. Actually put it right here. You actually want to put this as further back as possible, because I've died this many times. People stand on top of here and they can actually see your head. So you want to be careful, like not getting too close, but this is where you can adjust it right here. Now you can adjust it and then boom, rotate. Use, if they're burning, like I said, they're burning for your shield, throw a smoke grenade, back up, block the grenade. Same thing if they're coming vault side, you can deny vault plant by throwing it right there. Blows up. Anyone trying to walk in is going to get smoked off. They're not going to want to walk in. If they're doing master side over and no one's coming study is, remember, the only reason you are on main stairs is because you're fighting for map control. You're not fighting the map control just to fight for it. So if you have that map control, then use it against them. Use study and point guns against maps, or, you know, use classical to aim at, you know, 90. It's really just understanding like what map control can you use against the enemy. And then study guy can have crossfire, 30 seconds left. It's very self-explanatory. So if you want to help the dude on main stairs and they're just getting absolutely freaking Athieno snapped on there, make main holes right here. But people would name this all the time. So you want to only be here if you're literally shooting at them. Otherwise, get away from that. You're going to get naded. But you guys have to understand, like, this also takes a lot of time to get used to it, these experiences. Like, you're going to, even if you do have this site set up, you can still lose, obviously, because, you know, you might be inexperienced. Yes, Alibi is good because she has a shield and good gun. Not being too aggressive, peeking everything, or being too passive. Well, I think it's just understanding the timing of the round. The timing of the round. Let's say you're playing here, right? Let's say my shield's right here. It's like 2 minutes, 30 seconds, right? You want to be passive. No one's coming in yet. You know, you're shooting drones. Maybe a minute passes by. Let's say they start burning. They start burning your ADS. Get a little bit aggressive. Throw a smoke grenade. Let's say they're walking at main. Play passive. You hear the barbed wire main. Then you play aggressive. It's just really knowing how to put yourself in the advantage in the gunfight. You don't want to just swing into the enemy's domain. You want to make them come to your domain and then swing them. How can you hold 90 the best way possible? Shield, ADS. I even hold this with SMG-11. You don't actively hold the angle like this. Don't do this. You're going to get pre-fired. Play. Normally it's good to have a banshee here, or like a thorn trap, but like anything for them to shoot, even like throw a Wamai disc on the floor, then you'll know that they're there, but don't do that. But it's really just listening to the sound. When you hear like this, hear my footsteps, when you hear this, it gets a little bit closer, then you want to wide swing and just pre-fire. Wide swing and pre-fire, and then you can adjust wherever they are, but you'll get the jump on them. But you really can't kill anyone 90 unless you have good aim. Like, you have to wait for them to get like right here to swing them. But that's the best way possible to hold it. Otherwise, you retake it with the buddy. Otherwise, if you're not even holding 90, that's how you don't have anyone to study, right? Then you can just stay behind the bar and use the V-holes against them, and then shoot their toes, collect them. Show them the main stairs god banshee. No, don't do that. That's a waste of time. It's honestly not even that good. But dude, guys, by the time they're even look, they're getting shot by it, there's not even a massive crosshair decrease. If anything, it kind of helps them a little bit. You want to put it like on the staircase right here, like boom. Then you know, where do the Jaegers and Melusi go? So Melusi would either go on right here, punch this, put it in the corner right here. That should be one of the main banshees. Barbed Wire would go down there. One main, one on top of the maps right here, banshee. The last one's going to go on books right there, or right in the middle right here. Jaeger devices go 2 right here, or like 1 right here, but you just want to make sure they don't get, you can't just like shoot them pretty easily. You want to tuck them in some sort of cover, or if you want to hold down here, put an ADS right here. Otherwise, let's say if you have an extra ADS, right, you would either just, you could just probably put it on maps like, you know, like right here, or maybe even like just, you know, wherever you're gonna play. I think anywhere is fine. Spots for Valkyrie cams. Val cams would be, I would honestly put it right behind the speaker. I wouldn't break the speaker because, you know, when you're walking in the study, you can't see it, right? So if you put it right here, then you can always see this door. You can see 4. You can anywhere in the study. You know, you could like put it on the chandelier up here. You could also put it in the bookshelf right here. That's pretty common. You could put it like on the lamp right here. You know, go under here, put it there. Top red is good. I think it really depends on where you want to play. Like a Valcam in Trophy honestly is kind of irrelevant because, like, you know, I think it's better if you can combine it with like a crossfire or swing. Where should everyone hold or be? So roamers most of the time should start off site, not too far, but like, you know, master side, bottom red area, holding bottom main, because every attacker wants to take bottom main. So if you shoot their drones or anything like that, you disrupt them a little bit, that'll help. You can also like swing this door a little bit, you know, make sure to collect any drones early on in the round. So early in the round, you basically want to get a little bit in their face, but like eventually you want to like hold back the site. So, you know, vaults, like let's say like a minute left in the round, right? Minute left in the round. Where should you be? One dude would play in vault. One dude would probably play like around the bar. Really depends on where they're pushing. Like honestly, enemies like are not going to be everywhere. They're not going to be main and 90 and master and map. If they're doing that, then they're all separated and then they're going to die. But let's say they're coming master side, you would basically, you would just kind of like turn your back to the spot they're not coming in from. Moving on to statue now. It's a very easy bomb site to get into. There's not a lot of like I said, like Villa, like Aviator and maps have a lot of map control that you can hold, but like Trophy, it's like you kind of have to, like, the site's big enough. The only place you really need to hold is Astro, but like otherwise the bomb sites are big enough. If you have Mira and you want to bring Mira, then you're going to open up triple wall. But if you're not going to open up triple wall, then close it off and bring Kate. So if you have Kate on the board, you always, most of the time, you want to close off all 3 of the walls. You don't really want to open up the triple wall if you have Kate, in my opinion. I just think it's a waste. It's better if you have Kate, close off all 3. So 1, you want to bring wall denial always. 2, you want to bring a Jaeger wall, so you don't get naded from bathroom. 3, you want to bring a shield. Rotations are, there's only like 1 rotation you really need to bring, but if you want to make head holes, obviously bring like a bailiff or a shotgun. And I think the last 2 honestly would be like just frag operators, I think, or like traps. Maybe like someone beepers, thorn, barbed wire, Lucy. I think Lucy's always gonna name a bomb site. Let's just go smoke. Actually, I want to go mute. Yeah, I'm gonna go mute on this one actually first. Yeah, Echo's good. I think the only struggle about Echo on this bomb site is because no one really plants in ranked, or you don't really stay long enough for. I mean, Echo cams are always useful in Astro, sitting behind his shield, but getting on a cam is a little risky when, like, you know, the only safe spot you can play with Echo is like in Trophy. So obviously triple wall. Like I said, the misinformation is that like it's been very popular lately that you open up triple wall like this and then you play site. But let's say if you have to communicate that to your team if you want to do this or not. If you have Cade, reinforce this off and put a top of K-Claw on it. But if you don't have a Cade, then that's fine. But what I like to do here is I like to only reinforce this middle one right here. Reinforce this middle one. And then make full holes right here. The reason I don't say head holes, because head holes is going to work against you. But if it's feet holes and they hop in, then you can see their feet a little bit easier. Just remember, it's a two-way cycle though. And this one would be head holes, because this way you can see master window. So I'll explain why. I would recommend meeting off this drone hole. You gotta be careful, people build claymores here a lot. Another good one, a good mute jammer, would probably honestly just be like an aggressive mute jammer on stock, so they can't drone right here. Next, if they have floors and you have shield, then I would recommend that you put like if you have a shield right here, then you put a mute jammer right behind it. But the last mute jammer can honestly go like anywhere. I would even just put on this door right here. There's already one right there. So let's say, oh yeah, Astro. Some teams you'll see they open up the left side for foot holes or head holes like this. It'll be like this. And then obviously you always want this. You always want this so you can see through safely. But you would stand on top of here. But yeah, that actually don't do this. Just close it off. It's better if you just close it off. Then you want to make a rotate right here. Yeah, I think it's best if you just close that off unless your team wants to do something with that. Then your shield would go right here. Like I said, like same thing on Villa. You want cover for the ADS, so the ADS would go right here. Then you'll put the shield down right here. Just be careful. This is a very common shield though. It can get naded from below really easily, but that's where you have roamers down there. I think my best advice for a trophy is just be familiar with all of your angles. Be familiar with everything being open and just knowing stuff like that. Your chop operators, you want like, you know, banshees on here. For boar as well, you don't want someone walking in boar. This could be round changing if someone walks and just kills everyone. But I think, you know, like you should definitely we should have one person play a little bit aggressive here just because of the drone hole. But, you know, you want to like shoot drones when they come in. You want to like contest these windows a little bit. You actually get some free kills. But my favorite, this is kind of like my little secret, but let's say everybody knows when you're attacking, you like to swing this door right here, right? Guys, this works every single time. You go down here and it's around this, like a little bit next to this lamp. So if you put a C4 on this lamp right here and you walk up here and you stay here, right? Now, let's say like this is actually like probably some of the best position you can get when you're solo queue or 5 stack. But Astro staircase and you have a C4 there. You hear someone literally like shooting at the door. Look at the C4 lands. Anybody that is standing right here will instantly die. Even if they're in the stall right here, like standing right here, they're gonna die. Free kill every single time. So just you wanna, I think that this is a bomb set of like crossfires. So like you have to trade on Astro. You can't only let one person watch Astro. If you do that, then it will obviously depends on the man count. But if they kill the Astro guy like right here and they start walking in, that's bad for the defenders. That's where this guy would swing in right here, or anyone in the rotate would swing in. But yeah, you also don't obviously like, it's just you don't want them if attackers walk into any of the like anywhere in sight, obviously you want to kill them. But that's really like a good place to take gunfights at. You don't want to swing this like master door too much, because honestly you're gonna die if you do that, unless you are crazy. Where do you put your thorns? In areas that could potentially like lose you the round, like people sneaking up. Like you put this double door right here. You could do Astro staircase if no one's gonna play there. Bathroom as well. Let's say like maybe that was thorn. Maybe, you know, like right here would work fine. In the closet right here, like right under their foot. It's just very like choke point holds. Like if that goes off, they either have to shoot you or they have to like expose your position and shoot it. But like think of thorn gadgets like barbed wire. If you want to extend AV side and they're taking study over a lot, then you can reinforce this wall. This will help you hold it a little bit easier. And then, you know, use any gun to just make a hole right here. How many roamers? It really depends on what kind of take. If they're doing a vertical take, then you want to have at least like 1 or 2 people contesting below in kitchen collecting their drones. If you're in solo queue, and I mean, if you have extra reinforcements, this does take a little long time. But this is kind of like my favorite thing to do sometimes is reinforcing this down here. And and then reinforcing this pantry wall down here, and then barricading off this door. This way, like, you are like pretty big presence. You can use Mozzie, you can use anybody. What ops should be roaming? Those are the people that don't have a lot of important utility, kind of like the 3 speeds, even the Jaeger, like as like operators that you don't need alive during, you know, the round, basically, to contest. Like a mute would stay in sight. The mute can kind of roam, but like obviously like Smoke, Cade, you know, anyone that has a C4, maybe most likely you want to keep in sight. It's really hard to say. It depends on your lineup. But yeah, you generally only need like 2 roamers to the max. But if they're doing a heavy study over, like, you know, a lot, like, it's basically like the amount of bodies. If the attackers have most bodies master side, then you want to have most bodies in sight. If the defender, if the other people have most bodies on study side, then you would send like 2 people over there. But trophy, you don't really need to roam too much on it because it's a very like big site, big crossfire map anyway. That's really all. Oh, also be careful the Astral Window. The Astral Window is probably like the #1 like death causer, even like to me sometimes. Always shoot the glass on it, like I just did right there. Shoot the glass. If someone is repelling, literally just always call it out. Open hatch or no? It's personal preference. I think it's good sometimes. You know, if anyone's trying to walk up, then you can do this. Also, you can make vert holes like this. If you're not playing an Astral, then you can see people walking up like this too. And you can see that. I'm honestly not gonna go over living because living is like, you should never go there. Living is a competitive site. Where should Smoke be in? Where does his shield go? His shield should either be, I wouldn't say if Smoke is your only shield, I would always put an Astro. I think the #1 priority spot of a shield in trophy site is Astro because it's the, like I said, it's like the main stairs of trophy. So put it right here, and then put an Aegis behind it. I'm not that big of a fan of this one right here because you can get shot from the Astro window pretty easily. But I mean, shields inside Astro are really risky just because they can always be naded from below. But the chances of that happening are like 40% if the enemy is smart. Smoke should be playing here. You know, he should be throwing smokes. But yeah, throw your smokes here if they're burning for it. Toss a smoke out here if they're burning for it. But basically, like I said, you want to just use smokes to delay time, not really deny. You're not going to deny plant. I feel like nowadays actually on trophy, you barely deny plant with smoke. It's more of like they're already dead before you can do anything. Valcams, I would say 1 in bathroom so you can get the C4 off like I showed you guys. 1 in bathroom. 1 in master right behind this bed. No one ever gets it, bro. It's like a hidden one. Right, you want to put it like right behind this plant, a little bit like right here. That because like, you know, just no one ever sees it. And the last one would go on top red or like bore, so you can see 90 side like right here. Does it matter what side you reinforce the walls from Mira? Yes. Yes, it does. So, well, it's really dependent. I just think Mira's, she's all right. I guess think the only mirror you need is like right here. Like the second mirror, if you want, can go like right here. It really, you just, I honestly don't really know. I don't really use it too much. But if I were to figure, if you were to put it here, then it would be like, if they're not coming Astro side, then you could put it right here. But I think it's best if you just pocket it. What uniform? This is the Na'Vi Pro League set. All right, kitchen and dining. I think kitchen and dining is like probably it's a very loose bump site. It is a very loose bump site. What you want to bring is you want to like bring like half of the utility you brought for every other bump site. You don't really need a wall denial, but it's good for pantry and laundry. But you really don't need one. You can bring if you want to. Bring like 1.5s, bro. Bring traps and 1.5s. I guarantee you'll play a lot better. But you want to hold top floor. You don't want to play kitchen and not hold top floor. Actually, maybe in comp, but I think in ranked, no one ever attacks second floor. Now I cannot think about it. People in ranked only attack like living and direct. They don't really go anywhere because I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they really have the coordination to do that. In my opinion, I think you should bring a mute. Bring a mute. Or a pulse. So those are kind of like your like site operators. Legion, like traps. Legion, Ella, Thorn. Like I'll show you guys why you need traps. Capkin is good. Like Goyo, any trap operator. So just pick whoever you want. I'm gonna be honest. You could even pick like the most throwy op. Like I think Caveira can even work here. I don't pick Clash. All right, you guys get the point though. So the laundry wall, like I said, ask your team if you want to open it or not. I mean, but some people like to do this. I think this is actually pretty good. Like, you know, you want this open, so it's cover from laundry door, and you can see people walking in. It's very hard to, a lot of pressure. I would recommend always opening up the hatch, so you can always rotate if you need to. Dude, I can see low ranks reinforcing this entire wall. You never want to reinforce this entire wall. You want to make head holes on it. Is there a rotate? I'm gonna be honest, I haven't played this in a very long time. Is there a rotate? I think there is a rotate. Yeah, I think there is a rotate here. Right here. If I'm not mistaken, then yeah, I'm pretty sure there is. But yeah, let's get the pantry wall here. So the reason why mute's really good is because one, you drones, you jam drones, and you jam the wall from getting open. The second mute jammer you can do is like right here. That way drones again don't come in. If you wanted to, you could also do this one, but that kind of defeats the purpose of that. I would always recommend reinforcing this one wall. The thing about kitchen is like it's a very like the way in calm. My team, we like did it our own way, but it was a little bit different from the default way. So I'm trying to go against my own knowledge here. All right, let's just say for now, let's do this. Let's make holes like right here. This way you can see into memo, but I think it's better if you just leave this wall soft. But this is, I think people will kind of underestimate what this window can do. People can walk up from here and they can, you know, memo is like, I think memo is a little bit attacker sided at times. But if you have the right ops, then you want to hold on to here as long as you can. Let's say I have 2 more mute jammers. So I can just put it randomly. Like I said, this is a very loose bomb site. There's really no like you must do this or principles. But it's a roam site. Like I said, you pick someone with traps, stuff like that. Put them on like any doorway you see. This doorway is good. Trap doorway right there. Frost mat. Trap right there. You know, trap and pantry. Like I think you guys can understand where to put it. But I think what I mainly want to point out is the main death threats, the threats you must worry about or be aware of. 1, mud. Every attacker likes to do this. They like to do this, so be careful of mud in China. The second one is memo. You know, them walking in a memo like this or walking in here. You want to try to hold this long and go right here. 3, I think laundry is like kind of overrated in my opinion, but people still like to walk in here. Laundry. Last one is like, you know, basically every entrance, like I said, is a very GDM style map. People can walk up here. That's why you have traps. What should roamers be doing? Honestly, the principle would be like obviously wasting time to do that kind of stuff, but I think roamers should be going for kills. I think roamers should be like going crazy. Like by the time roamers are done, it should be like a 3v3 on site. If you have enough reinforcements, you know, you can reinforce all of the trip wall up here, or maybe like make head holes right here. If they do like to hit up top. Otherwise, you know, you can do the same thing that you would do for closet hole like this, and then reinforce in the middle. But roamers, like, there really is like no limit. You can like roam. I think you should roam the entire map to an extent. You shouldn't go too far past living or like red 90 side. Yes, Malusi on the you know what? That's a really good point. You should always bring freaking Malusi on this bomb site. Always, always, always. She's very, very good. Roamers should be in like living, you know, collecting drones like this. You know, there's a common window to hop through. But just be careful. Like attackers could cut you off right here. So if you're a roamer, I would either say, you know, basement, master side, or living side. That's kind of the main spot, and eventually you'll just kind of find people. When should you go back to side when you're roaming? When you as a roamer, you need to be very, very open to your eyes and ears if they're rushing. If the other team is rushing or they're hitting direct, they're most likely they're not hitting living side and they're not hitting top floor. They're probably hitting either the basement, mud side, or like pantry and laundry. So there's no point of you being over here if the entire like attacking team's over there. So if you want, you could make vertical holes. Let's say like this, right? So this is like the C into memo. Remember this door right here? Like everyone walks through here. You can also see like the memo door crossing. This is China door right here. You can see the China door walk in. The thing is, I'm not a big fan of vertical holes on this bomb site in ranked, at least. It's because the coordination is very little to none. And you can see pantry walk in here, and then you can see laundry door walk in here. As a roamer, you want to be able to make your way back to site, or at least kill someone like this, you know. But otherwise, if there's no other way, then literally just come back to site and play site with your team. No, there are no shields needed on this. There's already a lot of natural cover like Tetris and these reinforcements. You could bring a shield, but like I said, like if you put a shield down, your back's always exposed to another spot, so you always kind of have to keep moving. Like I said, this works in any rank. I use it all the time in FPL. If it works in FPL, it'll work in fucking Copper or whatever one. Thank you guys for watching. If this villa setup video did help you, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and comment down the map you guys want to see me do next. I'll probably do attacking guides very soon after I do all the defense for all the maps. But you know, that's why you should subscribe, turn the bell on. I'll see you guys in the next video.